Bienvenidos, Power Bottoms! It's been a while since I've started a video with that. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for the kind comments on my last OC lore video. Really means a lot. This is going to be a bonus part in between the last one and like the next official one. This is going to be a lot more laid back, just a lot more rambly, so as usual, I'm going to have timestamps in the description. Oh yeah, obviously, warning for the Robin portion of this video because that relationship was not very healthy. Okay, so I want to briefly go over my favorite original character dynamic thing that I have going on, which is Mace and Yolanda Mendoza. So these guys are cousins. They are related by their dads. I did make a very rough family tree for them, but it's just a lot for me to think about because they have a big family. There's a lot of cousins, a lot of kids at the same time. They're, and I'm just trying to get their ages correct. It's just a lot for me to think about. But Mace and Yolanda they're very close. They were born very close to each other. If you asked them who was older, Yolanda would say that she is 1 year older than Mace. But Mace would very quickly correct her by saying that she is actually 11 months and 3 days older than him. So not a full year, just, 11 months and 3 days. When Mace was born, he was the third child in his, from his parents. He had 2 older brothers, and Yolanda was a firstborn daughter on her dad's, family, whatever. Firstborn daughter, firstborn kid overall. And while Mace was definitely close with his brothers, they didn't really give him the type of attention he wanted sometimes. Mace was always kind of just a little bit, he was a touch more sensitive than his brothers. Mace was very much like, he was one of them, right? He would tease back, he would fight back. He wasn't at all like a really sensitive kid. However, sometimes he just needed somebody to chill with and not always worry about what prank they're gonna play on him or what they were gonna do to mess with him. And Yolanda was the sister that Mace wanted, that Mace needed for a while until his actual sister was born when he was 9 years old. So Mace was the baby of the family for quite a while. And when his sister was born, this was the daughter that his parents had been trying for a while, except, they had stopped trying because 3 kids are like, okay, this is enough. We'll have 3 boys and we love our boys. And then 9 years after Mace is born, whoops, there's a daughter now, but, yay. But Mace, who always needed a lot of attention, he wasn't the baby anymore. And this is a daughter. This is a little girl. This is a princess. So he could not compete with his little sister. He actually was quite jealous for a while because he was pretty young, but he got over it. He's a good big brother. But until he was 9, he didn't really have a female relative that he was close to besides Yolanda. Yolanda was his number 1. They were best friends. They're more like brother and sister, to be honest. They're very competitive with each other, which his parents think is so cute, especially because their fathers, the brothers, they were always super competitive while growing up, and even to this day they're very competitive. And it's all in fun and games, it's not family ruining, it's not relationship ruining competitiveness, but they are competitive about the dumbest things sometimes. And so when they see that their kids are competitive with each other, they love it. They will definitely egg them on. They're very entertaining, Mace and Yolanda. Not only were their dads competitive, but they were also both really into playing instruments, or both really into music. Mace's dad played the guitar. I'm still kind of trying to figure out what Yolanda's dad played. On one hand, I want to say he played the drums just because Yolanda plays the drums a bit, but I'm not sure whether or not she is like Mace, in which she wants to be exactly like her dad, Not necessarily exactly, but Mace picked the guitar because he wanted to bond with his dad more. He thought it was really cool that his dad played the guitar. So he was like, yeah, I want to do this. Yolanda, not sure. I either want to make him, I don't know. I'll figure it out eventually. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know. But yeah, their dads were the ones who would play in the garage when they had when they have any family get-togethers, they will occasionally go into the garage and play the instruments that Mace's dad has stored in there. He has his brother's instruments stored in there as well, just because his brother doesn't have the space anywhere at his place. But yeah, they'll play in there, and then that's when all the kids would go in and watch them, compete for the mic. Yeah, so that is, those are those brothers. And like I said, Yolanda does somewhat play the drums. She's not super into it. She's not super passionate about music like Mace is, and which really bums him out because he would kill to have her on drums while he played the guitar, and they could start their own little family band or whatever. He would be so happy, but she's just not passionate about it at all. And the more that Mace kind of pesters her about it, the more against it she is. I don't know, maybe it's out of spite, but yeah, it's not gonna happen, Mace. So he really just needs to let go of that dream. When it comes to her personality, Yolanda is a lot more serious, or mature is the better word. Yeah, she's not that serious, but she's a lot more mature than Mace. But he does bring her guard down a lot. He is he is her instigator. Is that the word? She is definitely her worst self with him, but like in a loving way. Not in a she's terrible, but more like she will act more like a child with him. They are very bratty with each other. Yeah, she's just not as mature with him, okay? They're very fun. They have a good time together. Before Mace starts dating Jules, Yolanda is his number one like go-to person whenever he needs to vent about something or he needs any type of comfort. His brothers will his older brothers are his older brothers. They love him, but he just can't really vent to them or get too emotional with them. They will tease him about it. Yolanda will tease him sometimes too, don't get me wrong. Yolanda is that kind of person with him, but she is more empathetic towards him. And even if she does tease him and jokes around about whatever he's going through, like, she does, care for him and takes it seriously and will overall be a help for him. So yeah, she'll play a bigger part in the next part. She is more involved with Mace and Jules a bit, especially because Jules is coming over a lot to the shared apartment. Eventually, when Mace does move out of his family's home, him and Yolanda rent an apartment together, and so they're roommates, which is great. Obviously, it's not perfect. Maybe they don't get the chores done. One of them sucks at dishes. Who knows? But overall, they're pretty good with each other. They can't really picture moving in with any other family member besides each other. So I just really love them, and Yolanda puts up with a lot. Mace puts her through a lot. But yeah, if he didn't have her, girl, I don't know what would happen to him. Anyways, moving on to Mace and Robin. I am warning you right now that this is not a healthy relationship, so if you think this topic might make you uncomfortable or trigger you in any type of way, timestamps will be in the comments. You can hover over the bar of the video and there will be chapters that you can skip to. Just please take care of yourself first. But yeah, going on to Mace and Robin. So Robin and Mace met beginning of senior year, the last year of high school. They're 17 at this point. They are assigned to be table partners in a biology class. Each table has 2 people, so they're on this one table, right? They're sharing this one table. Robin knew of Mace for sure. Mace is a very popular guy in high school. He is, he's just a popular guy. Everybody likes him. He's a class clown. He plays the guitar. He's a cool musician. He speed runs through the cheerleaders and all other popular girls. He's known as this big ladies man, guy's guy. He's just very well liked and very, very ladies man like, right? That's how Robin knew of Mace at this point. Mace did not know who Robin was at all, but that does not mean that Robin was an unknown guy in high school. He was very well known in his own communities, his own circles, but Mace was not a part of those circles, so how was he supposed to know about Robin? But the high school that they attended, they had a very small, openly gay/queer community, and 2 of those people who were in that very small group were Robin and Jules, because they were both openly dating the same gender. Jules is actually pansexual, but Robin is I believe he's gay. I'm still trying to figure, you know what, he's gay. I'll make him gay. So he's gay. But yeah, it's a very small community, and Robin was known in that community. Again, Mace was not in there, so he doesn't know. If Mace did know about this, he probably would have had a different view on Robin in the beginning, because Mace is, you know, he's trying to figure himself out still. He has some weird feelings about things. I don't know, maybe it's an internalized homophobia that hits him for a split second when he realizes, wait a minute, why do I feel this way? But, you know, until he can figure himself out, we're gonna put that to the side. Robin is the one who helps him figure it out, though, because he does notice pretty early on, you know, Robin notices that the way Mace looks at him is just a little bit too intense. This isn't something that's well known with Mace, just because, again, he is mostly he's just dating women at this point, and he's known for kind of just sucking. Like, he doesn't suck as a person. He's a very nice guy. Mace is very sweet. He's not gonna hurt you. Like, he's not gonna cheat on you. He's not gonna be a douchebag to you knowingly. He's just gonna probably ignore you because you're a girl at this point, right? But when Mace is actually interested in someone, he stares, right? He likes to look at them. He's very much, he loves pretty boys. He doesn't know this yet, but has a thing for pretty boys, and he loves to look at them. And the only other person he's looked at like this is Jules from across the classroom. Nobody noticed. Jules never noticed. Mace was never noticed this about himself, because, you know, I mean, he notices that he's like, wait, why am I looking at this guy so much? But he doesn't realize how intense of a look he has. Robin notices. He's like, okay, this guy is really intense when he looks at me, and he looks at me quite often. Like, he catches Mace, you know, taking glances at him all the time. The way he stares at him, it's a lot. It's a lot for Robin to kind of feel from this super ladies man. He's like, okay, Mace is very friendly towards everyone, right? He's a class clown. He is friends with anyone who wants to be his friend, pretty much. But the way Mace smiles at Robin in particular, Robin picks up that it's just a little bit, like, just a touch more genuine, or just, I don't know, just a touch more. It was just too sweet. He was like, he just smiles too sweetly at me. There's something off with this guy. And he starts putting it together. Just with time, he's like, I think maybe this guy has some kind of curiosity, or, yeah, he doesn't know whether or not Mace knows about his sexuality, that he dates men. Mace doesn't say anything about it, but just Robin starts picking up on these things, and he kind of starts testing things out. He starts, what's that term I want to use? Testing the waters? Is that what it is? Robin decides he's going to test the waters. He's got to figure this out, because if there is a chance that Mace is interested in men, Robin is gonna take that chance. Are you kidding me? He's not stupid. Look at him. Mace is gorgeous. He's popular. Robin loves the power that he has. Not that Mace is like this all-powerful guy in the school. Like, Mace does not care about school, but it's all about social status for Robin. And Mace has a very big presence, and Robin wants a part of that. So he's like, I gotta figure this out. So testing the waters, Robin can be pretty flirty. He knows when he wants to flirt, and so he kind of subtly flirts with Mace a little bit, throws a little bit of flirtations in there. And not really to his surprise, but Mace he doesn't hesitate. He kind of plays back. Eventually Mace does kind of open up a little bit more, and will be the first one to initiate the flirtations. Yeah, they have their relationship, their friendship, because they are getting pretty close at this point. Like I said, they're texting each other outside of class. It's never about classwork. It's just always them talking to each other. They're goofing around in class. They're pretty close at this point. So, yeah, now their friendship has a little bit of flirtations in there. So there's something. And then after that, Robin's like, I'm gonna be, maybe if I'm gonna be a little bit touchy, like, not in a weird way, but, like, maybe their hands accidentally brush, just stuff like that. He wants to test out whether or not Mace just, like, completely recoils at his touch, or just is uncomfortable with it, but Mace is not. Mace is just, yeah. Like, their arms might be, like, pressed up against each other when they're sitting next to each other, their hands or their arms might be touching each other, their shoulders, stuff like that, where Robin's like, let's see if he pulls away, and Mace won't. Mace doesn't really, he kind of notices, but he's just very, Mace is an innocent guy. He's going through his own turmoil during this point. We're not going to get into that because there's already part 1 where he's kind of going through crazy things with Jules. So we don't need to go through the same thing with Robin, but Mace is kind of slowly picking up what's going down, and he doesn't really want to stop it. He doesn't think it's going to get anywhere, though. He's just like, I'm overthinking this. Robin has a plan. Robin wants to be known as the guy who changed Mace, who converted him, who he wants to be. Like I said, Mace is very, very well known for speedrunning through the girls, right? He's just ladies' man. What if Robin can somehow... What if Mace is interested in men and Robin is his first boyfriend? Do you understand, like, the rumors, the gossip, the title, the reputation? Like, Robin wants all of that. He wants the attention of being the first boyfriend, Mace's first boyfriend. He wants to brag about how he converted a straight guy, you know? He wanted that. Robin is not. So Robin just goes for it, you know? And yeah, we know where that went. He eventually, after, is like, yeah, I'm pretty sure Mace is interested in men, and I'm pretty sure he's interested in me. And then he goes ahead and asks Mace out, like, properly, and we know where that goes, and the relationship goes on. So I want to go into the relationship, like, actually into it. So in the beginning, it was really good, you know, in Mace's eyes. In the beginning, Robin was very patient with Mace, and his, Mace wasn't out, obviously. He wasn't out to nobody. The only one who had an inkling, a tiny little crumb of Mace's sexuality journey is Yolanda, his cousin, his best friend, his whatever, right? But other than that, yeah, he's very closeted. And Robin was very patient about that. He was very caring, understanding, empathetic. He was very much like, hey, take your time to figure yourself out. I'll be here by your side throughout all of it. Don't worry about it. I'll be here. As long as I know I have you, nothing else matters, nobody else matters. He very much just charmed Mace and made him feel safe about figuring out his sexuality, and just Mace was so very grateful for that. Robin supported Mace's dreams, his music. It was something that Mace had wanted ever since his situation with Jules. When he overheard Jules saying, like, he's lucky to have me, after he was helping promote his boyfriend's theater show or whatever. Mace was like, I want that. I want to have a partner that supports me and supports my music and who wants to brag about my music. And he didn't realize he specifically wanted, like, a boyfriend to do that. But yeah, he has Robin, and Robin is that. That's why Mace is popular. One of the reasons is his music. Robin is going to promote that. He is going to hype him up. He's his #1 fan. Mace's YouTube channel isn't very, like, well known at this point. Like, he is getting popular on YouTube, but he's not promoting his YouTube to people he knows in person, just because he is trying to be a little bit more anonymous there at this time. But he does tell Robin, obviously, because Robin is his boyfriend. So he does show him his YouTube channel. Robin is like, oh, jackpot, this is even bigger than I thought. Yeah, like, he is going to promote him and hype him up, and Mace eats it up. He wants that. He wants to be... Mace loves attention, right? He loves, what is it? He loves, what's the word? He loves to be admired. He loves praise. So the fact that Robin is just, like, hyping him up and is just so proud of him, and Mace loves it. This is everything that he's wanted, right? Robin loves to listen to him play. He's one of the first people who is, like, not super against Mace playing his guitar all the time. He doesn't really, like, yes, Mace will ignore him to play guitar, to play music. Robin knew about this already. He knew this was the case. He had heard the rumors, but he was like, I don't care, because he's gonna stick through it. He's gonna stick with Mace through the parts that he doesn't like, because the end goal is that he's going to be a part of it. He's going to become popular off of this, right? Robin wants the fame. He wants the popularity. He wants all of that. So he's going to put up with a lot that Mace puts him through. And and not just talking about his guitar playing, obviously. Like, Mace is not perfect. He's still figuring himself out, and we'll get to that part in a second. But yeah, Robin will put up with a lot more because the end goal is, I need this. He just needs this, okay? It just makes me sad because over here, Robin is like, I am using this guy for his popularity, and he's super hot, don't get me wrong, but end goal is, I want that attention. Whereas Mace over here, Mace is just happy that he finally has a beautiful, supportive boyfriend that he's been dreaming of for the past couple years. Yeah, he has no idea what's coming. So that's the beginning, right? The beginning is pretty good. Robin is really good at being sweet. He's very good at playing his part of being like a very sweet, patient boyfriend. He's just so empathetic. He's so charming. He's amazing, right? But time goes on. Mace is not coming out to anyone. He's taking his time, which we are not going to shame him for that, okay? Mace is still pretty conflicted about his sexuality. He's very happy with Robin. He loves him, but he's just still kind of going through it. He's still kind of figuring out how he's going to come out to his family. Mace knows that overall his family's going to be okay with it. He's not too worried about like the younger generation, his cousins, his siblings. He's okay. He's pretty confident that they're going to be like very supportive of him. And he's pretty confident that his parents and uncles and his uncle and aunt, he's pretty confident they're going to be chill about it as well. Again, he's not 100% sure, but he has a good feeling, right? Especially because of the younger generation. They've been more open to things. He knows that the further out of his family, like the relatives that he's not as close to, that is a whole different story. And there's probably, after he comes out publicly, he knows he's probably not going to hear from some of them anymore, but they're not close enough to the point where he's like, you know what, I can lose you. It's, I will come to terms with that. But Mace is very, he's nervous, he's scared. This is something he's still learning to accept about himself, right? Robin is not as patient and caring and empathetic as he claimed to be. He's not as patient as he's not. He lied. Robin is a liar. He wants the attention that Mace is going to give him. He wants the attention of converting this straight guy, right? He wants all of that. He wants to be announced to Mace's YouTube channel. Mace is, getting pretty popular there. He wants to be shown off. He wants to be a part of the videos somehow. He wants all of it, right? But Mace is not coming out. He's not introducing him to anyone, really. He introduced him to a few of his friends. He introduced him to Yolanda, but again, Yolanda and Robin don't really get along. Robin, of course, is as charming as he can be to her, but Yolanda picks up on his fakeness pretty fast. She does not like him. She does not like Robin. Something about him really throws her off. She doesn't really say anything to Mace until he starts telling her, like, hey, things are kind of, like, weird, they're not good, and then she's kind of like, hey, let's talk about this, like, what's going on here? But, yeah, she just does not care for him, and he knows. He picks it up pretty fast, and he's like, fine, I don't like you either. So they don't get along. Yeah, I love her. I love Yolanda. But anyways, yeah, so where was I going with that? Yeah, he's just not getting what he thought he was gonna get with Mace, right? So he starts pushing him. Robin starts pushing Mace to come out. He wants to be shown off. He wants to be bragged about. And Mace refuses. Not outright refuses, like, I'm never gonna do that, but more in a, like, I just need more time. And Robin doesn't take well to that. Robin retaliates. He is not a very mature person, emotionally speaking. When Mace retaliates, when Mace refuses to come out, when he asks for more time, Robin will retaliate by hurting him on purpose. Not physically, but, he will say things to hurt Mace on purpose. He likes the power he has. He likes how easy it is for his words to hurt him. It makes him feel important. It makes him feel like, okay, this guy is actually genuinely scared to lose me. It just makes him feel bigger, right? He will threaten the relationship. He threatens the stability of the relationship, kind of hinting at like them not lasting much longer. Maybe he'll, comment about like, you'll think about me in your next relationship, which Mace, comments like that, which Mace hates because he's like, what do you mean my next relationship? Like, this is it. Like, this is, you're my person. Mace is very, very intense. Mace learns that he's he's a romantic person. He would get a lot of complaints from his past girlfriend saying that he wasn't romantic. And he just thought, man, I just suck at being romantic. It's just not for me, I guess. And then he has a boyfriend and he's like, oh my gosh, I really want to be romantic. I want to do all these things for him. Where was I going with that? Mace adores him. So when he's with Robin and he's like in love with Robin, he's like, this is it. Like, I'm gonna make this work. I'm gonna make this last. Robin is my forever person. He's very, very smitten with Robin, okay? So whenever Robin does just make comments about the relationship not lasting, stuff like that, it really hurts him. Mace really hates it, and he does tell Robin that he doesn't like it, that it hurts him too much, and Robin will say like, I won't do that again, but he will. He knows he will. He knows he is going to use that against Mace if he wants. So Robin is not a very cool guy. Robin will also give Mace a cold shoulder in retaliation. He just won't talk about things. He's very bad at communication. Yeah, cold shoulder. It sucks. Mace hates it as well. And Mace, the thing is with him, he grew up in a household where he didn't always feel comfortable to talk about his feelings, about his deeper thoughts and feelings, right? The only person he could do that with was with Yolanda, and she would still tease him about it sometimes, but overall she was cool about it. But he had a hard time communicating as well, Mace. But he learned that it was something he had to do. It was something he had to learn in order to keep this relationship going, in order to make things work, right? He needed to work on himself. So when he does confront Robin about anything, he is very nervous about it. He doesn't want to ruin things. He doesn't want to upset him. He would rather just do what he usually does, which is ignore it and hope that things work out on their own, that Robin will settle down, that he'll just calm down on his own, and then they could just pretend that nothing happened. But Mace knows this is not how it works. We're adults now. If I want this relationship to work, I have to use my words. So he has to grow a lot, like emotionally. He has to become a lot more self-aware. And he does. He works really hard on it. Mace is really, he puts a lot of effort into it. He's not perfect, obviously. He still has a lot of work to do, but he's improved a lot. And so the fact that Mace has to really, really just build himself up, build up his courage to talk to Robin about things, and Robin just completely either shuts him down or like gives him the cold shoulder. It really sucks and it really hurts him. But it's not fun for Mace. This is definitely not like related to anything in my personal real life or anything. It's not like it was inspired by anything. But yeah. And then Robin does eventually, towards the end of the relationship, begin to threaten to out Mace about his sexuality. And this only happens when Robin is drunk. At this point, they date when they're 17 and 18. So, yeah, they're not legal to drink. But, they start going to college and stuff, or high school parties, college parties, and they drink. And Robin likes drinking, and he will get out of hand and threaten to out Mace. And, it's really not cool. It really freaks Mace out. Robin always, when he sobers up, says it's not gonna happen. He was just joking. Stop taking it so seriously. I wouldn't do that. You know me. How do you look at me? How do you see me if you think I'm actually gonna do that? He really does kind of turn it against Mace. But yeah, it's really not cool. Yeah, Robin doesn't give up on Mace right away. He does give Mace quite a bit of time. Well, I say quite a bit of time, but the relationship lasts 9 months, okay? It's the longest relationship that Mace has, but Robin is not really patient with Mace and his journey, and he's trying to get him to come out for a while, but he doesn't. Mace doesn't want to come out, and Robin puts up with it just a bit because Mace does give him a lot of attention, like a lot. Like I said, Mace is very intense when he's in love with somebody. They're his whole universe, so Robin can feed off of Mace's attention for longer than he thought he would be able to. Mace gives him a lot of attention, a lot of gifts. Mace is earning money from YouTube at this point. He's saving up to move out. He's still not moved out yet, but he does save up. He has some, you know, spendable money, and he'll spend it on Robin. He loves to give him gifts. Robin is very, very pampered. Very spoiled boyfriend. Gets lots of nice clothes. Robin really likes jewelry, so he gets lots of like necklaces and rings that he likes. He likes gifts, you know. He's materialistic, and there's nothing necessarily bad about that, okay? I'm gonna put that out there because I also like getting gifts. Not like expensive things, but personally I love gifts, okay? But the fact that this is like one of the reasons why Robin is even sticking around, that's kind of the issue, right? Okay? Robin also really likes the control he has over Mace. He has a lot of power over Mace. Yeah, he just knows that Mace is pretty much whipped for him. He's on a leash. It's the only thing that he just can't get him to do is come out. But other than that, like, Mace is really good. But with time, the longer the relationship goes, the longer Mace refuses to come out and show Robin off and give Robin the popularity and attention that he so rightfully deserves. Robin becomes more bitter. Yeah, he's just more and more bitter. And he's already bitter, as we know. He's retaliating a lot, but he gets worse. Mace is constantly, desperately trying to save the relationship. He really wants to make things work with this guy. It doesn't work out, obviously. Robin is like, I'm done. This is just not worth it. Mace isn't worth it. He likes Mace. Obviously, Mace is, you know, but he's not in love with Mace the way that Mace is in love with him. So Robin breaks up over a phone call. He thought about doing it over text, but he was like, no, I kind of want to hear him break down a little bit. Not to mention, Mace, at this point, when Robin calls him to break up, Mace is at a family get-together at the neighboring town, the town over. Robin knows this. He knows that Mace is surrounded by his family. He knows that he is maybe 20 to 30 minute drive away. It's a bit of a distance. He's busy. He's not out to his family. Robin doesn't care. He calls him and breaks things off. And he knows that Mace will rush out. He will leave his family get-together to be with him, to try to make things work. He knows this. So he does it. And Mace does make an excuse to rush out of his family get-together. He did drive himself, luckily. Makes an excuse to leave. The only person who knows anything is Yolanda, and Mace doesn't tell her, like, Robin broke up with me, I gotta go. He doesn't tell her anything. But she knows. By the stories he tells her, and she knows that the relationship, she's seen it. It's just not great. It's not going well. She's heard about it. She knows it has to do with Robin. She knows Robin did it on purpose. She's just, yeah. But yeah, he rushes out, speeds over to Robin's place, tries for hours to make things work. Mace forces himself to be even more vulnerable. He was, you know, like I said, he had a hard time expressing his feelings and stuff like that, and he does work really hard with Robin. He still has work to do, right? Mace still has work to do. So this night, he does a lot of work in being even more vulnerable than he already is with Robin. He's practically begging Robin to, like, reconsider things. Mace has never, in his relationships, he's been broken up with so many times throughout his life, but he's never begged somebody to stay, to give him another chance. And Robin is the first person where he's doing this with. He really wants things to work out. He's just, yeah. This is the first time he's felt any genuine connection and attraction to somebody, you know. This is everything to him. Robin feels like this is what Mace has been waiting for his whole life, right? He's like, this is it. This is what I've been missing. I've been looking for this type of feeling, of this love, and this is, I don't know. I just feel really bad. But yeah, he's doing his best. Mace is doing his best to keep the relationship together, but Robin is just like, no, I'm done. Like, he wants to move on. He's tired of everything. So yeah, Mace doesn't cry in front of him. He isn't really able to cry until he gets in his room, into his own room. He's kind of just in shock most of it. Most of the time he's in shock. He's quiet. But yeah, he really goes through it. Mace goes through so much. It's the first breakup that really just takes a toll of him. It really destroys him for quite a while. But yeah, that is the relationship that's more into the relationship between Robin and Mace. It's not a good relationship. it's a big learning experience for Mace. Yeah. Mace does reach out to Robin after the breakup just a few times, usually over text. He tries to call him, like, you know, within the first couple days. Robin doesn't pick up. He texts Robin a couple of times, maybe a few times. Robin leaves him on red, which is very funny considering that Robin never had his red receipts on and turned them on after the breakup so that Mace knows that he's ignoring him. Yeah, Robin is really fun like that. He's very funny. Mace picks it up obviously right away. He knows what Robin is doing, which is why he's like super ashamed that he really misses him, because he knows, he's like, this guy is not very good for me. He hurts me a lot, and he likes to hurt me, obviously, but he still loves him and he still thinks like we can make this work. Things can get better. It's my fault, like, because I didn't do this, and if I was better to him, he wouldn't be like this to me. And it's just, you know, it's really bad. It's not good for Mace. And that's all of that. And I will say this is something that I wanted to put in my last video, but I didn't. So we'll see how many of you guys say anything about this. But after Mace puts out that video, the face reveal, and then the I'm into guys reveal video, he submits it, right? He publicizes it. He publishes a video. Everybody sees his face. People are putting together like, wait a minute, this guy is thinking about a guy. Is he interested in men? Yeah, after he posts that video, Mace turns off his phone. He closes his computer. He's just not gonna deal with any social media. Not that he really likes social media at all, Mace. He doesn't really like it, but he's just not gonna look at the comments. He doesn't want to get any text messages from any friends that he hasn't come out to in person yet, or any family members that he didn't come out to in person. He doesn't want to deal with it. But in a few hours, a few hours after he posted it, he doesn't see it right away because his phone is turned off. But Robin does finally text him for the first time since they've broken up. So this was, I want to say, 5-6 months after the breakup. Robin does finally text Mace for the first time to say, he just says proud of you, and I think there's a heart emoji. So yeah, like Mace is, before that text, Mace is like a good 80 to 85% sure Robin is the one who was like threatening to out Mace online through the comments and stuff like that, and forum posts and stuff like that. Yeah, he was pretty sure it was Robin because Robin did joke about it, quote unquote joke about it. He was just very obsessed with his sexuality. But after that text message, Mace is like he's like 98% sure it was Robin. And yeah, so Mace finally does block Robin's number after that text message. He doesn't reply. He just blocks him like he should have done a while ago. And then, yeah, he just kind of tries to move on. It's really hard for him, but it takes him a while, but he will. And he will find somebody better and somebody more empathetic and just genuinely good to him and treats him the way that he deserves to be treated, because Mace is a very sweet guy and he's just going through some stuff, but he's a very good boy. I love him so much. Oh my gosh, a video is an hour long. So yeah, that was that part of that story. Now to the behind the scenes stuff. I don't have a lot to talk about, honestly. I do really appreciate all the nice comments that were left on the last part. Again, it just means a lot that anybody finds these stories to be entertaining, or just anybody who cares about my characters at all. Just, it really does mean a lot because they are my children. I adore them. Mace and Jules, they have been my favorite characters since I created them back in like 2016, 2017. I think it was 2016. Mace has been my favorite since then, and yeah, he doesn't get as much attention as you know, when people think of my original characters, if anybody thinks about them, they're most likely going to think about Luca first because he's my most popular one. But Mace him and Luca have been my number ones, Mace a little more so. So I'm just really happy that anybody would enjoy him as a character. I adore him. Yeah, he's going through some things, but I promise you he will get his happy ending. Yeah, we'll get to that next part. I cannot wait for part 3. Part 2. Yeah, no, part 3. This is a bonus part. Yeah, I really can't wait for that. There are a few scenes that I am just so excited to get to, and I can't wait to get into Jules again. Jules needs some more character development, so he'll be in there. But yeah, Robin was not at all a planned character to come out of this, so I'm glad that he's here now. He is so fun to hate, and he's so fun to draw. I suck at drawing him. Robin is beautiful. Like, he is a gorgeous man, and I just suck at making men gorgeous, you know? So yeah, he's a beautiful man, and he's so fun. When I was creating Robin, I was going for a certain vibe, and I was so happy that somebody did say in a comment the last video, the vibes he was giving off was, I'm not going to say it out loud because I guess YouTube doesn't like this term, but I'll put it on the screen. Yeah, that's exactly what I was going for. I'm really glad you picked that up. There's a song that I was listening to on loop while designing him. I'm very certain, just the way the song is, I was talking to Jen about it. I'm sure this is a very popular song on like TikTok and whatever social media. I found it through YouTube Music, okay? I just came across it and I was like, whoa, the vibes of this song, this is exactly what I want. And so the song, I'm sure you know it if you use any social media, is called I Like the Way You Kiss Me from, I don't know, where's my phone? Let me find out who it's from. I Like the Way You Kiss Me from Artemis? Is that how you say it? Yeah. I'll post that on somewhere. But yeah, if you want to listen to that song, I'm sure you've heard of it. But that song was just on repeat while designing Robin. I was just like, this is what I'm going for. The lyrics, very simple lyrics, but you know, I like the way you kiss me. I can tell you miss me. I'm like, that Robin, yep, he loves that. He loves all of that. Robin. He's such an interesting guy. I put a lot of myself in all of my characters. Well, not a lot. Some of my characters have a lot more of my traits, of my experiences, right, than others. Robin he has some of my worst traits. He, like, the whole biting back, right, the whole talking back at you, hurting you, cold shoulder. His lack of communication skills was me a few years back when I first started my first relationship. I was like, man, I suck at communicating. This is really bad. I'm being an asshole. I'm being such a douchebag. So those were things that I put a lot of work in that. I'm better at communicating now. I'm better at, like, if I'm really mad, instead of just immediately fighting back, I'm like, you know what? I need some time to kind of figure things out, and I'll talk to you about this in a second, but just let me figure out my words so that I don't hurt you, type of thing. I put a lot of work into my emotional maturity. So Robin is that before I put any work into it. Robin is like way worse, okay? Robin is really mean. I don't want you to get the wrong idea. But yeah. I'm more like the way Mace is, where he was kind of discouraged about talking about his feelings and stuff, and his family, but he learns through it. He learns to kind of do it. He has no choice. He's like, I want to make things work. If I want to make things work, I got to learn how to talk about what I'm feeling. That's the path that I went down. So I really feel for Mace when he's doing all this work, and it's really hard for him. Yeah. I don't know where I'm going with this, but Robin is very important to me as well. But I hate him. I hate Robin because he's so mean. He's just so unnecessarily terrible to Mace, and he's fun. He's really fun to work on. He's really fun to flesh out. He's really fun to draw. He is a brat, and I love him. So there's that. I don't really know what else to talk about. I felt like I had more behind the scenes things, but I do want to say thank you to anyone who commented about, like, the story being too real, or Mace's journey of discovering himself being too real, or just feeling genuine. I really appreciate that. That was inspired by real life events. Yeah, so to anyone who has ever discovered themselves in a classroom from a classmate who just happened to get their attention a little bit too much. Woohoo! Shout out to you guys. We're all in this together. Shout out to Mace. Love you, buddy. You got this. There are a lot of parts in the stories that were inspired by my own stories, my own family, my own friends, my own experiences. Not the outing part, obviously, but yeah, it's a lot. So this story is very, very, very important to me. It means so much. Yeah, I don't really know where else to go with that. I will say not that anybody even cared about this part, like you don't remember, but the part where Mace and his cousins are all fighting, and siblings are all fighting over the microphone, trying to sing while their dads are playing the instruments. That whole scene was inspired by a picture I found of myself and my siblings surrounding a microphone. I don't know if my dad is in the picture. He was playing the drums at this point. The whole instrument, fighting over the mic, wanting to be closer to your dad through music. That was all inspired by that one photo. If I find it, I'll post it on the screen right now. I'll probably crop it so that you don't see any of my siblings, or I don't know, do something with that. But yeah, I don't know. There's nothing else I want to talk about. Just kidding. Future me here with a new revelation. I did not notice this until way later. Is that now anytime I look at pictures of Jules, I feel way more at ease. I love Robin so much. He's everything to me. But Jules is just, I look at him and he just feels safe. He just feels like home. I'm just so excited to get to the next part, and I just hope you guys can sense that feeling too when we get to that. I just want to thank you so much for your support. Sorry if the story gets a little too dark sometimes. You know, like I said, Mace he goes through it for a while, but I promise you he has a happy ending, and all of us can have a happy ending. Don't even worry about it. We're just not going to worry about it right now. Thank you so much for being here. I really can't thank you enough. Okay, I'm just going to end it. So I will see you guys in the next part. Like I said, it will be more Jules and Mace centered. We will get through their relationship soon, and Yolanda will be there. Woohoo! And no Robin at all. Yeah, we're going to forget about Robin. Yeah, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for any comments that you leave. I really appreciate you, and I appreciate them. And please be good outlets. I will see you guys next time. Hopefully you got to work on something fun. Woohoo! Bye-bye!